You tore my heart out, my human heart out. You ripped it from the bone. Toxic Avenger, the musical, and this recorded version of this released in 2019 and is directed by Nick Morris, who's also directed such shows like The Phantom of the Opera, the 25th anniversary concert of Les Miserables, and Alegria, Circus du Lait. And this show had a cast of Emma Salvo, Ben Irish, Natalie Hope, Che, and Oscar Conlon Mori. This musical is an adaptation of the 1984 movie of the same name, and a movie that most people only watch while they were stoned, takes place in a dystopian future of global warming and ecological disaster, and sees a young scrawny kid by the name of Melvin trying to get to the bottom of why all of this toxic waste is happening here in Traumaville, New Jersey. But through evil orders from the evil mayor and the bullies in town, they dump Melvin into a vat of toxic waste. But like I've been talking about all last week, the toxic waste doesn't kill you, it only morphs you into the Toxic Avenger, and in this version, it morphs you into the Toxic Avenger, and you sing about it. In undergrad, when I was getting my degree in theater, I had the soundtrack of this musical, and I thought it was great. I enjoyed listening to it a lot. I haven't listened to it in at least a decade, though, so finally watching this musical on a recorded version, it's nice to put the songs, it's nice hearing them again, but it's also nice hearing the songs and putting them with the dialogue and with the story. That's the hard thing about trying to get into musical theater, but not being around like big musical theater towns like in New York City or Chicago, because the soundtrack only gives you the music, but if you don't have the script, if you don't know what's happening in between the songs, sometimes the songs just don't make sense. So it's nice finally to put a script and a meaning behind the songs that I'd been listening to. And I'm happy to say that this is by far the best sequel that we have gotten to the 1984 Toxic Avenger film. Is it better than the 1984 classic? I don't think so. I think that film stands on its own and it's a lot of fun in its own right. But in terms of having something just enjoyable to watch, I would definitely watch this sequel as opposed to the three, which I don't even call them sequels. They're just pieces of shit. They're pieces of shit that come out that I never want to see again. I would gladly watch this one again and again and again. And what a fun show. First, I love the set and how it's able to morph, how condensed it is. I love how the power plant pipes on stage left would open up and you would have the library, or you would have the salon styles and the sign and all that. I like that the band was visible up on stage. They were up on the platform. And I like the little bridge that came out into the audience to where the actors could play with them and do a little bit of audience reading. It's a great little setup, and whenever I see a show like this that seems very functional, it just sparks that little creative side in me, like, oh, we could do that somewhere in some type of theater. This is very doable. I kind of want to do it. I want to direct it. Plus, you only have to cast 5 people in here. We had 2 basically extras who weren't like established main characters. They would keep swapping costumes, swapping characters constantly throughout this entire thing. They were having a blast. They were fun to watch. The only 2 actors that stayed the same in this version were Emma Salvo and Ben Irish, who played the Toxic Avenger and Sarah respectively. But probably the biggest standout, she commanded the scenes, the stage, whenever she was on stage. Natalie Hope, who played the mayor and also Melvin's mother, like, she's on stage, she just commands it. Like, she is owning everything. She has a great voice. There is a moment in here where the 2 characters that she plays need to be on stage at the same time and have a battle. So the costuming and the makeup and the wig, like, it's split down the middle at one point. That was really cool. This musical is just a ton of fun. They know the quality of story and the quality of script that they have with this thing. They're just having a blast. They're making fun of it. They know that they're making fun of it, but in a respectful way, and yet they still have a beautiful story and a beautiful love connection here. There are also moments that they play with the lighting lighting and the sound effects. Sometimes the sound effect doesn't happen right away, or maybe he'll shoot a gun and the lamp on stage that he was shooting at falls over like 5 seconds later. Or the lights come back on too early and you see the stage hands and you see the Toxic Avenger getting up when they're supposed to be dead on the ground. These are just great moments. This script, this director knows how to play with the subject matter, and I love it. Does the script have some pacing issues? Absolutely. I feel like there's a whole middle section where we don't see the Toxic Avenger at all, or we don't even focus on the Toxic Avenger at all, and then randomly he shows up. Also, the prosthetic, the costuming of the Toxic Avenger, I get what they're going with. It's a crappy indie feature film, so we're gonna do the same quality of costuming when it comes to the morphing of the Toxic Avenger. And while I think the prosthetic of the helmet, like the headpiece, is okay, the bodysuit really threw me off, especially when the green makeup was not placed on the hands the entire way. I just feel like there is a better way to go about the technicality of the costuming and the prosthetics of the Toxic Avenger in live action. I know Jerry Dennis, who was the technical director in undergrad when I was going to school. I know he would have had a blast and definitely would have done a better job with the whole costuming and prosthetics of the creature. But sadly, he didn't do it for this version, which is a shame. I definitely think he should have. The Toxic Avenger the musical, it's a ton of fun. Even if you're not into the whole Broadway musical thing, the music in here, it's like a rock show. There are many moments where the audience is clapping along and they're standing on their feet. It's like a rock and roll show, and it's so much fun. Definitely, once again, by far, the best sequel in this entire franchise. I'm going to give the Toxic Avenger the musical from 2018 3.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I am above average.
So guys, if you've seen the musical version of the Toxic Avenger, what did you think about it? What is your ranking of the entire Toxic Avenger franchise so far? Are you going to go see the new Toxic Avenger movie in theaters? Whatever you thought, comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you the next time I'm releasing next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.